I am heartbroken. I'm utterly heartbroken. But what I will say, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm proud. I'm so fucking proud of this England side. I'm not angry at the players. I'm not angry at Gareth Southgate. I'm just heartbroken at how those events unfolded. And like, congratulations to Croatia through to their very first World Cup final. They totally deserve their place in the final. Even though England were the better side, and at half time the game should have been done and dusted. What Croatia did in extra time, and also more importantly what they did in that second half, they do deserve their place in the final. If you get to the final, you deserve to be there. So congratulations to Croatia. I'm not hating on Croatia, and I'm not hating on any of those England players, but for me, I'm speechless, and I'm hurting, you know. And I've been hurt so many times watching football, and I've been in places watching Arsenal losing games, going out of title races, losing very important cup finals, and you know, European semi-finals, even European games. But this is the most pain I've ever felt, because we were so close. We were so close to that final, and just the way that game went in the first half, England should have been out of sight. It should have been. Croatia was so poor, they were all over the shop in that first 45 minutes, all over the place. And then in the second half, credit to them, they stepped up. You know, they rised up, they got their equaliser, they took us to extra time. And even though it was an extra time where both teams looked very much like, you know, Croatia looked dangerous and England looked dangerous, but then Croatia had a real moment of magic and got, you know, that goal. And I kept saying it to my dad and to my family downstairs that, you know, the next goal was going to win, and Croatia got that goal, and they would manage to hold on to that lead, and in the end, you know, they got the win. And you know, I don't like seeing, you know, players deliberately falling down, trying to waste time, but you know, could you blame them? They're on, you know, they're in touching distance of a World Cup final. Of course they're going to do something like that. You know, it's hard, and like, this is my very first England semi-final. Their last semi-final was in the 1990s. I wasn't even born then, and for me, all I've seen from England is constant heartbreak and, you know, anger, upset and anguish, right? But when I saw what I saw 4 years ago in that terrible World Cup display, what I saw at Euro 2016, you know, not even getting doing particularly well at Euro 2012. But this England side, they have done so well. You know, nobody gave them a hope and a chance. I didn't. I said, you know, right at the start of this whole campaign, that if England could get to a quarter-final, that would be great. Or anything past the round of 16, I will take that. If someone had said to me right at the start of this tournament, England would get to the semi-final and they would take a side in that semi-final to extra time, I would have laughed your arse off. So the boys have made this country proud. They've made this country come together. They have stood and united. All of the shit, all of the horrible shit that has been happening in this country, England's World Cup campaign has brought everybody together. The buzz, the atmosphere, you know, the loving, the sharing, the partying that everybody has been feeling, sharing it with their closest friends and family. And that is because of England's performance. Okay, and they have been absolutely brilliant. They didn't play badly tonight at all. On the contrary, they started this semi-final so well. They didn't look nervous. They didn't look worried. There was no anxiousness whatsoever. On 5 minutes, getting that free kick that Trippier scored, it was an absolutely sublime and sensational free kick. And we had so many chances. Sterling, Kane, Lingard, Ali. At half-time, England were dominating. So we were dominant, destroying and denying Croatia. Those three words that I'd use. And then as the second half progressed, we just started to fall away a little bit. Croatia started to get into it, and you know, looking at that, I was sitting there and thinking to myself, you know, if only we had taken our chances in that first kind of 45 minutes, we would have been at like 3 or 4 up at half time generally. Second half, Croatia stepped up, and it was surprising because of the fact that they have had 2 sets of extra time. They only had extra time on Saturday evening, so we had longer to train. We had, you know, more time to get prepared for this game, and Croatia just looked, you know, one point in that second half at around kind of just before they scored, before Perisic got his equaliser, say from kind of the 65th to the 85th minute, there was a 20-minute spell where Croatia were dominating, where England just looked all over the place, and like it just looked like they were shook. They were shook to the core. Perisic's equaliser, as it came in, ball was floated in, and you know, winning that, getting his touch, putting it down, it was a brilliant goal. And then in the last kind of 10 minutes, England had a couple of decent chances. Rashford came on and we tried to utilise Rashford using his pace. Didn't really work out for him tonight. It was a tough night for him as well. Jamie Vardy then came on in extra time. The game went to extra time, and it was an extra time period where both teams had moments of domination, you know, a few chances. Croatia did look the more likely to score over the extra time. Both teams created chances, but Croatia looked a little bit more dangerous. And Mario Mandzukic made us pay in the 109th minute with 11 minutes to go. With a brilliant, it was a header, came back, fell to the feet of Mandzukic, who slotted it past Pickford. And it's so hard for me, because I look back at this in 10, 15 years time and I'll keep saying, you know, what could have been? You know, ifs, buts, maybes, all of those questions will always be unanswered. And you know, it's heart-aching to lose the semi-final in this kind of way. But, as I said, I've got nothing but, you know, respect, admiration, and I'm proud. I'm not just fucking proud to be English, but I'm so fucking proud of this England side. Because they were, and they have been over this tournament, extraordinary. Gareth Southgate has been absolutely amazing. You know, Steve Holland has worked wonders. I think he has been, you know, a large reason as why England have been so successful. We played the same way from game one to this game tonight. We haven't changed the way that we wanted to play. We have the same tactics, the same instructions, the same kind of roles and responsibilities, and we've been executing those to the same pattern every single game. And we have really put everything and anything into this. Everything and anything into this tournament, and we just haven't got a World Cup final place to show for it. Now we can still bag third place, I believe. If I go on to the fixtures, I think we're going to be playing Belgium for the third place playoff. So we could finish third. Okay, we're going to be finishing in the top four of this World Cup tournament, and nobody would have ever thought when this tournament started that we would be sitting here in a third place playoff. Yes, it's not the final. Yes, it's not where we want to be. Not many people really care about that third place playoff, but, you know, we have done extraordinarily well. Extraordinarily well. But it's just, it's so hard when you're sitting here and you're saying that we've lost the semi-final. I'm going to leave Examining England there for you guys today. Please make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe, chat with me for a new round in, and check out my great content as well. And until next time, this is DJ Pepper signing out. Take care, and I shall speak to you all later. Stay tuned for my match preview of the Belgium-England game on Saturday. And there's going to be some more FIFA 18 content heading your way in between that. See you then.